Hi, this is Marty from Blue Lightning TV. I'm going to show you how to create this powerful iron emblem using your own text. This tutorial is in two parts. In part 1, we'll create custom recessed text inside an iron frame, and in part 2, we'll complete our emblem with a starburst shield, deep shadows, and custom lighting. I provided this bare metal texture so you can follow along. Its link is located in my video's description or project files. First, we'll make a copy of it by pressing Ctrl or Command J. Next, we'll create guidelines to find the exact center of our document. If you're working on version CC or later, go to View and New Guide Layout. If you're working on a version earlier than CC, you won't see New Guide Layout, but I'll show you what to do in a moment. Under Columns and Rows, type in 2. Then, click OK. For versions earlier than CC, click New Guide. The vertical or horizontal orientation will be ticked. For the position, type in 50%, and click OK or press Enter or Return. Go back to View and New Guide. This time, tick the other orientation and, as before, type in 50%. We're ready to set our text, but before we do that, if your foreground and background colors aren't black and white respectively, press D on your keyboard. Open your horizontal type tool. Open your font list and pick a font. I'm using Wide Latin Regular. If you'd like to use it, I provided its link as well. I'll temporarily make its size approximately 90 points, smooth, and center alignment. Click on your document and type out your text. If you want to squeeze in or stretch out your text, open your Move tool and press Ctrl or Command T to open your Transform tool. Press and hold Alt or Option plus Shift as you drag the transform out or in. Then press Enter or Return. Reduce the fill to 40%. The fill affects only the transparency of the graphic inside the layer, but doesn't affect the layer styles that we'll be adding to it. Click the FX icon and click Bevel Emboss. Make the style Inner Bevel and the technique Chisel Hard. Make the depth 100%, the direction down, and the size 7 pixels. Uncheck Global Light and make the angle 135 degrees and the altitude 65 degrees. The highlight mode is Screen and its opacity is 90%. The shadow mode is Linear Burn and its opacity is 25%. Click Inner Shadow. The blend mode is Multiply, and the opacity is 57%. Uncheck Global Light, and make the angle 135 degrees. The distance is 19 pixels, the choke is 35%, and the size is 7 pixels. Then click OK. Change its blend mode to Hard Mix. To save space in the Layers panel, let's collapse the text effects. Make a new layer below the active layer by Control-clicking or Command-clicking on the new layer icon. Name the layer Frame. Open your rectangular marquee tool. Go to the center of the guidelines and press and hold Alt or Option as you drag out a selection surrounding your text approximately this much. We'll fill the selection with black, and since black is your foreground color, press Alt or Option plus Delete. Then deselect it by pressing Ctrl or Command D. Click the eyeball icon to temporarily hide the text. Open your Custom Shape tool. At the top, choose Shape. Make sure the fill is black and the stroke is nothing, which is this symbol. Open your custom shapes. Click the gear icon to open your list of custom shape presets and click Shapes. When you see this message, click OK to replace your current thumbnails with the new shapes. Click this icon, which is called 8-point star. Click the gear icon at the top and tick Define Proportions and From Center. Go to the center right edge and drag out the star shape approximately this much. We'll slide it in a bit. To do this, press V to open your Move tool and press the left arrow key on your keyboard. Make a copy of the star shape and press and hold Shift as you drag the copy to the other side. Merge the three layers that comprise your frame by shift-clicking on the bottom frame and pressing Ctrl or Command E. Name the merged layer Frame and reduce its fill to 0. Make your text layer visible and double-click the frame to open its layer style window. Click Bevel and Emboss. The style is inner bevel, the technique is chisel hard, and the depth is 75%. The direction is up, and the size is 25 pixels. Global light is unchecked. The angle is 135 degrees, and the altitude is 65 degrees. The highlight mode is color dodge, and its opacity is 25%. The shadow mode is linear burn, and its opacity is 75%. Click Contour and click the last contour preset, Sawtooth 1. Then click OK. Collapse the effects and click the New Layer icon to make a new layer. Control-click or Command-click the thumbnail of the frame to make a selection of it. Go to Select, Modify, and Contract. Contract it by 23 pixels and click OK. Notice that the selection contracted to the inside of the border. Fill the selection with black and deselect it. Reduce the fill to 0. Double-click Layer 2 to open its layer style window. Click Inner Shadow. The blend mode is multiply and the opacity is 80%. Global light is unchecked and the angle is 135 degrees. The distance is 10 pixels. The choke is 0% and the size is 16 pixels. Then click OK. Control-click or Command-click the thumbnail of the bottom frame to make a selection of its shape. Make the top background active and click the Layer Mask icon to make a layer mask of the selection next to the active layer. Next, we'll make our frame and the text into a smart object so we can warp the entire image. Shift-click the text layer to make all the layers active except the bottom background. Then convert them into one smart object. Open your Transform tool and click the Warp Transform icon at the top. Open your custom warp presets and click Bulge. For the bend, type in -20. Then click the check mark at the top. In Part 2, we'll finish our iron emblem. This is Marty from Blue Lightning TV. Thanks for watching.